A very good morning to all of you. This is Shweta Gandhi back again with one more live session for listening module again. But as you know that we are going to help you out with various types of questions. As you know that we have, as per the trainer's thinking, there are something like there must be something there which you need to identify how to go with the basic type of questions of your listening, reading, writing or speaking. Everything is in format, don't worry about that. But today's module is listening, in which I'm going to cover only two types of questions and two basic type of questions of your listening module. And guess what are these what are these question types? So these question types are: number one, map labeling, which students feel that they might not get the proper answer when they listen to the map, and maps, of course, audio, and moreover they do not know how to convey or how to relate the thought of what they are listening to the finding the answers looking here and there on map. So particularly today in this whole presentation, I will let you know about the various things of how to go with proper listening modules specifically for map labeling, and second is MCQs, that is multiple choice questions. Okay, so let's begin our thing. Let's go with the thing. Let's go with the flow. How to do. So before starting my practical description to you all for map and for MCQs, like practical means we will solve here the practical part of it also. So before starting, I want to give you some basic details about how to solve the maps. What are the strategies to go with the maps? What are the strategies for going for the MCQs? But before MCQs, let's clear the first part, that is called map diagram. Okay, so what is the thing? How to go with the map? First important part, when you are first looking at the map or looking at the listening module, you need to identify the first thing, that read the instructions carefully. What are the instructions? Instructions are nothing but it is like no more than one word, no more than two words, no more than 3 words, or no more than 3 words and or a number. So particularly instructions are very important, and instructions are particularly, it depends on, it varies. Like sometimes the instructions are you need to write the answers in letter, or sometimes you need to write in words. So particularly letters means A, B, C, D, E, and words means you need to write 1 word or 2 words depending upon the instruction. So go with the things like read the instructions carefully first. This is so you know that what you need to do, the maximum number of words or numbers, I already told you this. The second part is know the vocabulary of location. Know the vocabulary of location. You need to know words commonly used to describe what things are located. So particularly let's predict your answer also. The location, whenever it is all about picnic area, so you know that there must be a garden, there must be a river passing by, there must be trees, forest, or your games, your badminton example. So particularly you can just know the vocabulary of the location, what they are talking about, predict your answer sometimes. Identify where the numbers start and finish. Now this is the most important part that everybody needs to understand. The first thing is whenever you are talking about the things, whenever you're talking about the map diagram, to label it, what is the first thing to understand is just first identify where the number, for example, now you have some time to read the question 11 to 15 for the map diagram. Now what is this? 11 to 15, if you have given this particular part, now identify in the map where is 11, where is 12. It is not necessary that it comes in the synchronization order, like 11 is there, just about 12, just above 13, just above 14. No, it may be spread in the random form. 11 is here, then 12 is here, 13 is here. So particularly, and it is in the map, agree, but find out where is 11, where is 12, where is 13. Okay. Understand the context. Listen carefully at the beginning, as the speaker will give you the context where you are, for example, where you are, maybe at the reception area, maybe you are at downstairs. So particularly in the left hand side of the door, or at the left door, at the right door. So understand where you are standing. So listen carefully that where you are, which will help you follow the talk. Always go with your always take the help of your finger, that whenever he starts speaking, always use your the ruler as finger as a ruler. So go and underline the things, or just going with your finger as a ruler and identify the location where what he is tracking to. Okay, this will help you identify exactly what you are labeling. Note the things that are already labeled to get a feel or where things are. So particularly what I feel that in the map diagram, it is very important to understand the whole map part, the location where all the things are, and you need to identify the questions, that where are these questions situated, and you need to also look at these things beside them. For example, if the 11th question is blank, and they have given at the right side there is a cafe, and at the left side there is a parking area, so in between these there is a blank. So ultimately you can predict something, that what could be here. So this is the only thing you can just, listening is all about a good prediction. You have a good timing of the concentration, and the good timing of your relativity with the thoughts you have. Moreover, in the map diagram, it is very important to rule the things whatever they are giving you. Okay, so the next part is what the thing you further need to understand. Predict the answer. As with the listening test, it helps you to predict the answer. So look at the gaps, see if you can guess what you are labeling: a room, building, sports facility. If you're talking about a library, there must be a library office, there must be various departments, there must be a washroom area, there must be inside classroom where only maybe mentors are allowed. So ultimately predict your answer, room inside room, what you can go for. Pay particular attention to the things close by. Of course, I told you that like in between there is a blank and beside there are something, right? Pay attention to any other clues in the map. Now, any other clues? What are the clues? That are the hints. So for example, you are given a compass icon in the corner telling you are where, or you were north, south, east, west. This means it is likely that these phrases will be used to direct. Of course, if any clue is given there, it is important to understand that clue, and very important to identify that yes, you know the thing, that which is the north part, south part, east part, west part, northeast, north south, and southeast, southwest. It's very important for you people. Look at the two questions at once. If you are looking at the two questions at once, means you know that you are moving ahead from other students. It is something you should always do in the listening test. If you hear the answer to the question 16, you will know you missed 15. Forget about this and move on. If you are only looking at 15, you could miss both and get lost. Okay. So ultimately what I feel that in the whole listening module, it is very important to read at least two questions ahead of the question you are giving the answer of. For example, my question number is 15. I want to know and I must know about the question number 16 and 17 before I am going to give the answer of 15. Means two questions I always have in my mind. How to give the answers for the next one, I should know this. Okay, so this is my prediction. I need to follow it. If I follow this, I get 40 out of 40 or 35, 36, more than 35 I can say. So predict your answers in the same way what I am telling you. Okay, and after this, the next thing is very important is tips for maps. Now after this we can start our map diagram, how to go with it. So map diagram is particularly very important, because in your listening part it is all about you have to label that whole diagram. So check the location of each number on your map. This is the cut short strategy. Check the location of each number on your map. Second, number or letter, whatever, A, B, C, D, E for example. So what is A, what is B, what is C, what is D. Okay, think of language that might be used to describe that location. That location is all about, for example, if you are going in a park, so maybe the traffic, road, pedestrian. So identify the predict the answer, the language of the answer. Look for any arrows on the map, any arrows. Maybe the processing is there, maybe any process of arrow, or the person is telling you to turn right or turn left. So look for any arrows on the map. According to the question will come in order. So answers of the questions are always coming in order. So it is all about give the answers to the questions in order. It is very much fruitful to you. Most map recordings are similar to a guided tour which follows a logical order. Okay, so guided tour, most map recordings, it's important that of course you will be guided by a guided tour. So you will be guided by a guide. So it is very important to understand and listen to his language carefully. Don't be distracted by extra information. See, my only thing is, if you are getting the point of the question that where cafe is, you need to understand the only cafe part. The rest information is all they are distracting you. So don't distract yourself by looking at by listening to the further things. Okay. The next is, most map recordings are similar. Okay, don't be distracted. Okay, don't forget to make notes. You can write all over your question paper. When you make notes, avoid writing long words. Okay, sometimes what happens, if you feel that the speed of the listening is very fast, just have the pencil with you and just write the keywords of, for example, cafe, and you know that the speed is very fast. What you can do, you can just frame the keywords what they are telling you. Just jot down the keywords quickly. Do not write long sentences, because you will not able to listen all the things carefully. So just write down the keywords. Okay, so keywords means cafe, it's left, it's old, located at the left side of the corridor, something. So left, corridor, old, ultimately you are getting that something which is situated at the left part, beside the corridor or around the corridor, whatever they are speaking. So that is called the writing your keywords before you are just giving the answer. Okay, so let's practice more. Again, before starting with the practical implementation of the map, I have to make sure that you all understand all the directions of the map very carefully, and say these are the instructions for the map diagram. Go like at the top, at the bottom. So what is this at the top, at the bottom? Means you are at the peak point, or you are at the bottom point. Okay, the next, on the left, on the right, on the left, on the right. So what is this? Of course you are on the left or on the right. The next part is left hand side, right hand side, south, north, east, west. Then southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. Then to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. Then opposite means if you are just the person who is just opposite to you, in front of, okay, in front of, and behind, that means at the back side. In the middle, in the center, above, top, below, it's down, up, down. Okay, inside and outside, just beyond, a little beyond, just past. That means way far, it's not way far beyond. Next to, just adjoining. Okay, so ultimately these are the vocabularies. If you want to understand the map diagram very well, you need to understand these are the vocabularies which are very, very important for your labeling. It will help you to label out the things. Okay, so let's begin with our first map practical diagram, which is in front of you guys. Now just understand, I'm giving you 2 minutes to understand the whole map. What is this? It is all about Headley Park Community Gardens project, right? So before just looking at the questions, understand the map, what it is telling you. There is a bicycle track. Beyond that you will find an island. Then after this track you can see a circle in between and a car park just the south of it. Then at the left of the circle, particularly in the left side of it, you can find that there are fruit bushes, but you can see there is a clue given for me, like there are bamboo fences, and you can see these bamboo fences around the three part. Just left part of the circle, there are two parts in the right side of the circle. In the top CD, in between there is a bamboo fence, and INH, in between INH there is a bamboo fence, and rest all the dotted lines are footpath. So you can identify that there is a clue given, footpath is there and bamboo fence is there. So let's begin and let's identify, and I am giving you just a minute to understand this map now, and after understanding this, read the questions also. The first is 15th question is vegetable beds. Now you need to find in this from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H that where vegetable beds are. Next, beehives, seating, adventure playground, sand area, pond. Okay, so you can again you need to read that: vegetable beds, beehives, seating, adventure playground, sand area, pond. Now it is up to you guys, you need to solve. First listen to my video carefully, listen to my video, and then now I'm going to play the audio for you. After getting all the information for my map, now it is important to understand the audio part which I'm going to play for you. Now be ready and give the answers in the comment section, whatever you feel. Okay, understand all the things will come in the sequential order. First vegetable beds will be there, then beehives, then sitting, then adventure playground, then sand area, and then pond. You have identified all the things: the footpath, there is a car park, bamboo fences, fruit bushes, bicycle track, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So let's begin.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you will have some time to look at the questions 15 to 20.
Now you have some time to read the questions 15 to 20. That we have already read, right? So again, just for 30 seconds you can read, so that no answer of you will be going wrong. Okay, so let's say it's a very beautiful map, you can see, with good questions.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now listen to it carefully.
Okay, Group B, your turn. Does everyone have a copy of the plan? Oh, great. Okay, we'll all be meeting in the car park. That's on the bottom of the plan. See?
So car park is your area where you are. The first thing for you guys, listen to the things carefully. So you are right now at the car park. Okay? Now I'm not disturbing you guys, just go with the flow and give the answers if you have in the comment section.
Now, if you've been assigned to the vegetable beds, to get there you go out of the car park and go up the footpath until you reach the circle of trees. There they are, in the middle of the plan. And you see that the footpath goes all the way around them. Well, on the left-hand side of that circular footpath, there's a short track which takes you directly to the vegetable beds. You can see a bamboo fence marked just above them. All right? Okay, if you're helping out with the beehives, pay attention. Look again at the circle of trees in the middle of the plan and the footpath that goes around them. On the right side of that circle, you can see that the footpath goes off in an easterly direction, heading towards the right-hand side of the plan. And then the path splits into two, and you can either go up or down. You want the path that heads down. And at the end of this, you see two areas divided by a bamboo fence. And as we're looking at the plan, the beehives are on the right of the fence. The smaller section, I mean. Now, don't worry, all the bees have been removed. You just need to transport the hives back to the car park. Okay, for the seating, look at the circular footpath. At the top of it, there's a path that goes from there and takes you up to the seating area, alongside the bicycle track, and with a good view of the island, I suppose. Okay, if you're volunteering for the adventure playground area, let's start from the car park again and go up the footpath, but then you want the first left turn. Go up there, and then you see there's a short path that goes off to the right. Go down there, and that's the adventure playground area, above the bamboo fence. That fence does need repairing, I'm afraid. Right, what else? Oh yes, the sand area. We've got that circular footpath in the middle. Find the track that goes east towards the right-hand side of the plan, and where that track divides, you need the little path that goes up towards the bicycle track. The sand area is just above the bamboo fence there. And finally, the pond area. So it's on the left-hand side of your plan, towards the top, just above the fruit bushes and to the left of the little path. Okay, as I said already, hopefully we'll... Okay.
So we have just seen that the such beautiful description of the map, and it's very easy to understand how to take the map. It's very easy. The listener will give the speaker will give the listener every possible aspect the answer it is coming from. If you can see that there is a car park and you are there, it means you are there, you are present there. Okay, so what is this? It is all about, now you have to go according to the speaker. If he's saying or she's saying you have to turn left, then you need to go left. You need to turn right, then you need to turn right. And just mark yourself as that you are moving to the areas. Okay, feel like you are there and you are looking at the map somewhere. There are two possibilities, whether you are following the track or whether you are looking at the map. Okay, you're following the track of the map, that you're going right by the speaker, you're going left according to the speaker, or you are just looking at the map. So these are the instructions they will give you beforehand. Okay, so let's go directly to the answer part also, what the answers are, and I will explain one by one why it is vegetable bed, why it is beehive. Okay, so the answers are this in front of you. 15th answer is G. Clearly the answer was given. The 16th answer is I. Then 17th answer is B. 18th answer is E. 19th answer is C. And 20th answer is A. Any doubt, any query, just post the comment so that it will be help you out to understand right now on this live platform where you are lacking. Okay, so if you have answers, quote your answers. If you have doubt, quote your doubts, so that it will be easy for us to help you out. Okay, so let's go with the description of this map. While such answers are there. I'm taking this audio once again. Okay, so let's go and start the thing.
To 20.
Okay, Group B, your turn. Does everyone have a copy of the plan? Oh, great. Okay. We'll all be meeting in the car park. That's on the bottom of the plan. See? Now, if you've been assigned to the vegetable beds, to get there, you go out of the car park and go up the footpath until you reach the circle of tree.
Now, need to go to the circle. So my ruler is moving to the car park to the circle, and I'm going by footpath. So I know which footpath is. No? Okay.
There they are, in the middle of the plan.
I've reached the middle.
And you see that the footpath goes all the way around them.
Okay.
Well, on the left-hand side of that circular footpath, there's a short track.
Now I identify at the left-hand side. I can identify that there's a short track. So short track in the left part, it means only G. Okay, because right path is long, divided into two parts, then it's from the north and from south. And left there is a short track. It's not exactly left, I can say it's southwest. Okay, so ultimately it is the west part,
which takes you directly to the vegetable beds. You can see a bamboo
ultimately G. Okay,
fence marked just above them.
now this is one of the the hints, like where the bamboo fence is just above them. So what is that? Answer is G.
Right. Okay. If you're helping out with the beehives, pay attention. Look again at the circle of trees in the middle of the plan and the footpath that goes around them. On the right side of that circle,
now right side of the circle, it means you need to see to the right path.
See that the footpath goes off in an easterly direction, heading towards the right-hand side of the plan. And then the path splits into two. And
now paths split into two. You can see from the circle. You can see if you're moving to the right path, you can see that the further footpath is dividing into two parts, CD and IH.
You can either go up or down. You want the path that heads down.
Now down means maybe the answers are from, maybe the answer is from I and H.
And at the end of this, you see two areas divided by a bamboo fence. And as we're looking at the plan, the beehives are on the right of the fence.
Now there is a trick here. There is a trick. Now if she's saying that there's a bamboo fence, beside this I and H. Now, if you're following the track and if you're going right and then you're coming down, means again you have taken the right. Then according to the person who is following the track, the right one is H. But for the person who is looking at the map, he is right. The right path is I. So again you can be trapped in this part also, that whether it is H or I. Now listen to this carefully. If you're following the track, because I had my student who had quoted this answer as H, because he was saying, ma'am, I was coming, I just crossed that circle, turned right, then again right to the south path, and according to me the answer is H because it is in the right according to me. But what the answer is, now listen to it carefully.
Divided by a bamboo fence. And as we're looking at the plan, the beehives are on the right of the fence. The smaller section, I mean.
That's the smaller section, I mean. The smaller section, you can see H and I. So again, it is not a tricky one, because the answer, if you are listening to the things carefully, you will find that there is everything they have given you for your answer. It is you who are not finding the answers. Okay, so listen to this carefully. Next, so ultimately we can find that the things right now we have covered with the beehives. So you can see that vegetable beds, the answers were clear. beehive, the answer was clear. Now come to the next part where we are going to the
Transport
seating
the hives
area.
back to the car park. Okay, for the seating, look at the circular footpath. At the top of it, there's a path that goes from there and takes you up to the seating area.
It's very easy. From the north you can see just a footpath that's going upward. So answer is B. Okay. The next is
Alongside the bicycle track and with a good view of the island, I suppose.
so you can see a good feel of island you can see from B part. Okay.
Okay, if you're volunteering for the adventure playground area, let's start from the car park again and go up the footpath, but then you want the first left turn.
Now you have to go to the left, right? So she's saying that for adventure playground, right? So adventure playground, you can see that you need to have a look at the left part from the car park. Okay, listen to this carefully.
Let's start from the car park again and go up the footpath, but then you want the first left turn.
Now first left turn.
Go up there and then you see there's a short path that goes off to the right. Go down there and that's the adventure playground area above the bamboo fence.
Beautifully depicted answer here. So it is just above the fence and first left is clear, and then after that the right. So E is the answer.
That fence does need repairing, I'm afraid. Right, what else? Oh yes, the sand area. We've got that circular footpath in the middle. Find the track that goes east towards the right-hand side
Ultimately again we need to go right side from circle.
of the plan. And where that track divides, you need the little path that goes up
Now we need to go to the up. C or D, maybe the answer.
towards the bicycle track.
Okay.
The sand area is just above the bamboo fence there.
See how it is clear, right? Just above the bamboo fence from in the right. So you can see C is the answer.
And finally, the pond area. So it's on the left-hand side of your plan, towards the top. Just
Left hand side towards the top. You can see either A or B may be the answer. So B is already done. It's a prediction that A might be the answer. So by looking or by listening to the audio, I was clear.
above the fruit bushes.
Above the fruit bushes.
And to the left of the little path.
That's it, to the left of the little path. So you can see how maps are easier and how beautifully they give you the description of the things. Okay, so maps are really very, very important. It's very clear. Okay, so ultimately we have seen this, the practical implementation of the map, how you can reach the things, how you can on your best way to predict the answers also. Now let's take one more thing, one more map for you people, so that it will be able to help you out for the practical part. Okay, so you can just read the question, look at the map properly. First there is a clue: east, west, north, south. Now people, it is your turn to give me the answers in the comment section, so that it will help you out beforehand. Okay, so proposed traffic changes in Grandford. There's a station road, and then High Street, library, bank, chemist, supermarket, school road, school, supermarket. Again, it's a mix of everything. And the important thing you need to note: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay, now the questions are: new traffic light, pedestrian crossing, parking allowed, new no parking sign, new disabled parking spaces, widened pavement, lorry loading and unloading restrictions. Okay, So here we have the map. Now we can go with the listening audio. So are you ready guys for listening to things?
Questions 14 to 20.
Let's begin.
Okay, so this slide shows a map of the central area of Granford with the High Street in the middle and School Road on the right. Now, we already have a set of traffic lights in the High Street at the junction with Station Road, but we're planning to have another set at the other end at the School Road junction to regulate the flow of traffic along the High Street.
Now there is already a traffic light there on the Station Road, and now we want that new traffic lights on the other side of the junction. So it means that A point is already, it is okay, because Station Road already has one traffic light. On the other side of the junction, that means it is E, maybe, right? So answer is E, right? We can have the answers later, but you can feel that right now the answer is E. Let's see again. Let's see for the next part.
We've decided we definitely need a pedestrian crossing. We considered putting this on School Road just outside the school, but in the end we decided that could lead to a lot of traffic congestion.
Now from this we can see that just outside the road means I can see that the answer is G. Okay, but what the person is saying, that again we can have it that if you know the thing that if the answer is G, again listen to this carefully so that it will be able to give you the things like are you going good, are you. The most important thing with the MCQs and the map diagram is again if the speaker is saying the line answer, but after that if it is saying the contradict part, but however means answer will come after it only. Okay, so again you can listen to this, what it's saying.
We considered putting this on School Road just outside the school, but in the end we decided that could lead to a lot of traffic congestion, so we decided to locate it on the High Street.
On the High Street. Now where is High Street? Yes, I am looking at the High Street now.
Crossing the road in front of the supermarket. That's a very busy area, so it should help things there.
Yes.
We're proposing
answer is
on the High Street, crossing the road in front of the supermarket.
That's it. D. Okay.
That's a very busy area, so it should help things there. We are proposing some changes to parking. At present, parking isn't allowed on the High Street outside the library, but we are going to change that and allow parking there, but not at the other end of the High Street near School Road.
That's it. So answer is B. Okay.
There'll be a new no parking sign on School Road just by the entrance to the school, forbidding parking for 25 metres. This should improve visibility for drivers and pedestrians, especially on the bend just to the north of the school. As far as disabled drivers,
maybe answer is H. Again you can listen to this, what it's saying.
There'll be a new no parking sign on School Road just by the entrance to the school, forbidding parking for 25 metres.
Okay, forbidding parking for 25 meters. Again, predict your answer.
This should improve visibility for drivers and pedestrians, especially on the bend just to the north of the school. As far as disabled drivers are concerned, at present they have parking outside the supermarket, but lorries also use those spaces, so we've got 2 new disabled parking spaces on the side road up towards the bank. It's not ideal, but probably better than the present arrangement.
Bank, towards the bank. So you can see the answer is only C there. Okay.
We also plan to widen the pavement on School Road. We think we can manage to get an extra ½ metre on the bend just before you get to the school, on the same side of the road. Finally, we've introduced new restrictions on loading and unloading for the supermarket, so lorries will only be allowed to stop there before 8 AM. That's the supermarket Market on School Road.
That's a supermarket on School Road. So the 20th lorry loading and unloading restrictions, you can find the answer I. Okay students, so this is map diagram where you'll be getting the answers like this, and you'll be getting the good predictions. You can see E, D, B, G, C, H, I. Okay, so the first answer is E, the second is D, the third is B, the fourth one is G, the fifth one is C, the second one, the next one is H, and then I. Okay, so ultimately it's very easy for you to predict the answers by listening to the map diagram very carefully. Okay, so let's begin with the next part. It is only about, I want to tell you how to go with the MCQs also. Now MCQs are very important because multiple choice questions are those questions where you need to only think about the options properly, and before thinking about the options, it is very much important to read the question properly. If you are reading the question properly, that means it will be able to help you out that according to what part of the question you need to find the answer. The first important part of the MCQ is just look at the tense of the MCQ, whether it is going for the present part, past part, or future part. So preparing the multiple answer options, you have various strategies. The first is read through the answer options. Options are very important to learn or to understand. Highlight similar options so you don't get confused. Okay, so highlight, make sure you need to underline the keywords of the option so that it will it will just come into your mind, and understand the important keywords are very important. If you read it second time or third time, it will be directly into your mind. Okay, so think of the paraphrase also, that it can be happen like this, it can be going like this. Okay, so for example, establish, start, help, assist. So these are the various synonyms of the paraphrase version of the sentences we can also have. All answer options will probably be given in the recording. Okay, so all answer options are always there. All options are there in the given recording. You need to fetch it out which one is the best according to your question. Don't think that the first answer you hear is the correct one. Never ever. Okay, keep listening to the thing, whether the speaker is saying okay, whether the speaker is contradicting the thing, whether the speaker is agree but the next speaker is not agree, and then first speaker is changing his mind again and again. Watch out for the answers that are given and taken away again by the speaker, and then taken away again. What I'm saying, like for example, the number is 892444. No, it's 892443. Okay, so taken away again by the speaker means if the first part is saying this but the second part is denying the fact. Okay, the next is, if you think an answer is correct, put a tick, but keep listening to make sure it's right. Tick it first if you find it okay, this might be the answer. So if it is the answer, tick it first. But if you can see that the speaker is taking away the answer back, or the speaker is changing his mind and contradicting the thing, so again you can say that the answer may be changed. You can write on your question paper, so use ticks and crosses you can use your question paper like the way you want. It is not like if it's fine, you're submitting the question paper, it's fine, but it's very important to use that paper because you have given 13,000 plus penny on it, so it's fine, you can use the pencil on it. Okay, then multiple choice questions, answers, you might not hear the exact words in the answer option. Answer might be a paraphrase. Okay, so it's very important that it's not the same way the option it is given, it might be the paraphrase. What is paraphrase? The synonyms of the words. Your answer should be a letter, not a word. Okay, be careful when you transfer your answer. Always copy your answers in the form of letters. So letters are important. Letter means A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's not that letter, it's letters, where you need to copy your answers in the form of options as letter. Do not write the whole answer in the answer sheet. Okay, it will reduce your bands. Okay, so ultimately what happens is, multiple choice question, there is only one strategy there, that be aware of the options you have, be aware of the keywords, listen for the word where it is showing but or however. This can mean a negative is coming, which means it might not be the right answer. Okay students, so let's jump directly to our MCQs. First of all, it is important for you guys to read the questions properly, and then after we'll be having a practical thing on it, because There are various types of MCQ. Sometimes it is very lengthy, sometimes it is very small, but right now I've given you the lengthy version of the MCQs because it takes a lot of time to clear. So before that starting, just read the questions carefully with the options and try to grab the keywords. What could be the keywords? Why is Jack interested in investigating seed germination? Read it properly. So, why is Jack interested in investigating seed germination? He may do a module on a related topic later on. He wants to have a career in plant science. He wants, that means he wants. He is thinking of choosing the topic for his dissertation. For his dissertation means for his training. Okay. The next question is, Jack and Emma agree on the main advantage of their present experiment is that it can be. So here the second question is all about Jack and Emma they need to agree. It's important for both of them to agree on the part. So they agree the main advantage of their present experiment is that it can be described very easily, carried out inside the laboratory, completed in the time available. Then what do you decide to check with the tutor? What do they decide to check with the tutor? What they want to check? Whether the aim is appropriate, whether anyone else has chosen this topic, whether the assignment contributes to their final grade. Then question number 24, they agree that Graves' book on seed germination is disappointing because it fails to cover the recent advances in seed science. The content is irrelevant for them. Its focus is very theoretical. When you are reading such thing, have you observed that what the things you need to focus on? Yes, I will give you this thing that Jack interested investigating seed germination. Now Jack, seed germination, interested. My keywords are module, may do, module, related topic, later on. Wants, career, plant science. Thinking, choosing, topic, dissertation. That's it. These are my keywords. Jack, Emma agree advantage present experiment. Described easily, carried inside laboratory, completed time available. Decide, check, tutor, aim appropriate, anyone else chosen, assignment contributes, final grade. They agree, Graves' book, seed germination, disappointing, fails cover recent advances, content is irrelevant, focus is theoretical. So easy when you see that you are underlining the keywords. What does Jack say about article on seed germination by Lee Hull? So Jack say article seed germination Lee Hull. The diagram, plant development useful, analysis seed germination statistics is thorough, findings on seed germination after fires are surprising. So let's underline the keyword. Jack say article seed germination, plant development useful, seed germination thorough, statistics, finding seed germination fires are surprising. So here we can just start with the listening part. It will help you out to go with the MCQs. Okay, so
you will hear two biology students called.
Let's start with the thing.
Emma and Jack.
Mark it on school road.
Just a moment.
To section 3.
Let you know.
1 to 25.
What to choose a topic for our experiment?
Okay, here we are going with MCQs.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
We've got to choose a topic for our experiment, haven't we, Jack? Were you thinking of something to do with seeds?
That's right. I thought we could look at seed germination, how a seed begins to grow.
Okay. Any particular reason? I know you're hoping to work in plant science eventually.
Yeah, but practically everything we do is going to feed into that. No, there's an optional module on seed structure and function in the 3rd year that I might do. So I thought it might be useful for that. If I choose that option, I don't have to do a dissertation module.
Good idea.
Well, I thought for this experiment, we could look at the relationship between seed size and the way the seeds are planted. So we could plant different sized seeds in different ways and see which grow best.
Okay. We'd need to allow time for the seeds to come up.
That should be fine if we start now. A lot of the other possible experiments need quite a bit longer.
So that'd make it a good one to choose. And I don't suppose it'd need much equipment. We're not doing chemical analysis or anything. Though that's not really an issue. We've got plenty of equipment in the laboratory.
Yeah, we need to have a word with the tutor if we're going to go ahead with it though. I'm sure our aim's okay. It's not very ambitious, but the assignment's only 10% of our final mark, isn't it? But we need to be sure we're the only ones doing it.
Yeah, it's only 5% actually, but it'd be a bit boring if everyone was doing it.
Did you read that book on seed germination on our reading list?
The one by Graves? I looked through it for my last experiment, though it wasn't all that relevant there. It would be for this experiment though. I found it quite hard to follow. Lots about the theory, which I hadn't expected.
Yes, I'd been hoping for something more practical. It does include references to the recent findings on genetically modified seeds, though.
Yes, that was interesting.
I read an article about seed germination by Lee Hall.
About seeds that lie in the ground for ages and only germinate after a fire.
That's the one. I knew a bit about it already, but not about this research. His analysis of figures comparing the times of the fires and the proportion of seeds that germinated was done in a lot of detail. Very impressive.
Was that the article with the illustrations of early stages of plant development? They were very clear.
I think those diagrams were in another article.
Before you...
That's it. So you can see that the particular the two speakers are talking continuously, and you need to listen to them very carefully. But before, whatever thing it is, if you are unaware of the questions, you may not find the answers. So it's very, very important to see the questions, to see the options. Okay, so now you have listened to the MCQs. It's a time to give you the answers of the MCQs, and here are the answers. You can say 21 is A, 22 is A. 21 is A. He may do a module on a related topic later on. Then 22 is C, completed in the time available. Then 23 is B. That means whether anyone else has chosen this topic. 24 is C. Its focus is very theoretical. 25 is B. The analysis of seed germination statistics is thorough. So you can see that there are a lot of things there, lot of activities, lot of things they were talking about. But only one thing is, if you are okay with your questions, if you are okay with your options, then only you'll be able to find out the things, whether it is going good or not. Okay, so MCQs are all about having the answers carefully. Okay, so let's listen to this once again so that I can make you understand that what are the things where you need to focus on. Okay.
First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
Okay, we have already done. Let's begin with the first question. Why is Jack interested in investigating seed germination?
Now listen carefully
Why he is interested? It is the main question. Now let's listen to the answer.
and answer questions 21 to 25.
We've got to choose a topic for our experiment, haven't we, Jack? Were you thinking of something to do with seeds?
That's right. I thought we could look at seed germination, how a seed begins to grow.
Okay. Any particular reason? I know you're hoping to work in plant science eventually.
Yeah,
I know you're hoping to work plant science actually. This is not Jack is saying. This is the other speaker is saying. So this is not my answer. Now what is Jack saying? Let's see.
but practically
But practically. Now yes, he told yes, but after that he used but. It means it's not the answer. Now answer is what?
everything we do is going to feed into that. No, there's an optional module on seed structure and function in the 3rd year that I might do.
That I might do, right? So that means a course that he might want to do is he may do a module on a related topic later on. That is my answer is A.
So I thought it might be useful for that. If I choose that option, I don't have to do a dissertation module.
Now I don't have to do a dissertation module. So particularly he has spoken all the 3 things: dissertation, plant science and module related later on. Ultimately, according to my perspective, the answer is A, because Jack interested. Why? Because there is a topic, there is a module which he wants to do later on, and for this he is not required to do dissertation. So that's fine. The answer is A. Let's go for the other part.
Good idea.
Well, I thought for this experiment we could look at the relationship between seed size and the way the seeds are planted. So we could plant different sized seeds in different ways and see which grow best.
So this is the experiment they want to perform. But what's my question is, Jack and Emma agree the main advantage of the present experiment is that. So advantage, described easily, carried out inside the lab or completed in the timetable. Let's see.
Okay. We'd need to allow time for the seeds to come up.
That should be fine if we start now.
The timing is important. Okay, the first thing.
A lot of the other possible experiments need quite a bit longer.
So that'd make it a good one to choose.
Now timing is important. Okay.
And I don't suppose it'd need much equipment. We're not doing chemical analysis or anything.
So we're not doing chemical analysis and we don't need equipment. Means we are not carrying it out in the lab. This means that.
Though that's not really an issue. We've got...
Means that is not an issue. If we want such equipments, that's fine. We have in the laboratory. But there, the speakers are not talking that the things are going inside the laboratory. The next.
Plenty of equipment in the laboratory.
Yeah, we need to have a word with the tutor if we're going to go ahead with it though. I'm sure our aim's okay. It's not very ambitious, but
I'm sure our aims are okay. So where their aim is appropriate. So they know this thing. Now
assignment's only 10% of our final mark, isn't it?
so only 10% the grades will be adding to this.
But we need to be sure we're the only ones doing it.
We need to be sure we're the only ones, like whether anyone else has chosen this topic or not. So they want to know this, therefore the answer is B.
It's only 5% actually, but it'd be a bit boring if everyone was doing it.
Did you read that book on seed germination on our reading list?
The one by Graves? I looked through it for my last experiment, though it wasn't all that relevant there. It would be for this experiment though. I found it quite hard to follow. Lots about the theory, which...
Lots about the theory, right? So it was irrelevant. The content is irrelevant, though it was the other book, but I found its very theory is there. So focus is theoretical ultimately, okay?
I hadn't expected.
Yes, I'd been hoping for something more practical. It does
I am also expecting something being practical. That means answer is theory.
include references to the recent findings on genetically modified seeds, though.
Yes, that was interesting.
I read an article about seed germination by Lee Hall.
About seeds that lie in the ground for ages and only germinate up.
And only germinate.
Don't skip the
And sorry, this is a technical thing problem. Okay, so ultimately the thing is whether the statistic that has been given by the Lee Hall is very thorough. Ultimately, whatever he has explained in the form of statistics and all the things are going in the form of in the thorough part, that everybody was very much good at finding the things. Okay, so here I can say that MCQs are not difficult. I am telling you, MCQs are all about you need to understand the question. So from my perspective, what I do for my MCQs part, I always read the question properly. I always read the instructions properly. I always read the options in fact properly, so that it will help me out. But what I do, one thing is, again, whenever you start your listening part and whenever you have any single minute free for the listening part in between, they say that you have 30 seconds to review your answer. I never review my answer because I know what has now finished, it's finished now. But yes, for that 30 second, I often use my these time particularly for reading my MCQ part, because MCQs, multiple choice questions, are something which I need to read a lot. Not only one time reading, it's one time, two time reading. So all the things are important. Understand the fact that MCQs you need to read 2 to 3 times. Underline the keywords or make that words, just give it in your mind, take it in your mind. So ultimately it will help you out to understand, like experiment, practical, future use, theoretical. Ultimately these are the keywords that you need to underline. Okay, so this is very important. Understand the thing. Whatever you are finding difficulty, give me the things that where you are not giving your good attention to the things. Concentration is important. So I hope maps and MCQs are clear from my part. If you have any query, just ask us. We are here to help you. I hope this session is helpful to you. Read it, understand it, highlight the keywords, the only main funda. Okay, so we'll be back again with more modules. Until the time, signing off. Thank you.